What up, everybody? Blaze One Sports reporting here on UFC 264, which happened this Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. First UFC card coming back that's allowed full capacity, and it was a sellout crowd. Donald J. Trump was there, the President of the United States. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first fight of the night on the main card. Well, first let's go start off with the prelims. I'm just going to mention them real quick. This whole card was stacked. I really never watch a full card from the first prelim fight to the last fight. I normally don't watch the prelims just if certain fighters are fighting that I like. Because, it's a lot of fights to watch. So this prelim card, I actually watched it. It was, like I said, the full card was full of great fights. Even the no-name fighters or whatever, they put on good fights. Ryan Hall got beat in the prelims. Finally, the Wizard. He was came out doing a bunch of front flips, rolling around, trying to catch leg locks and stuff. But he was fighting, I forgot his name, Lupera, and he caught him. He was also black belt. He caught him rolling in and knocked him out. So Ryan Hall finally loses, and that was one of the good prelims that I watched. Let's go ahead with the first fight on the main card, Sean O'Malley against Chris Mutino. Mutino was a last-minute replacement. Everyone expected him to get knocked out in the first round. A lot of people are giving him credit, for hanging in there, and yeah, he does deserve credit. He took an ass whooping for 3 rounds. Sean O'Malley broke the striking record against Chris Mutino. And Chris Mutino just sat there and ate every shot. It was like he wasn't even trying to get out of the way. He was just trying to prove a point. It was something like if Dana said, just go stick your head out there, let him knock you out, whatever. Chris Mutino just kept on moving forward, eating shots. And the crazy part about it, everyone's giving him credit like he won the fight. And yeah, that is a good accomplishment. You ate shots for 3 rounds. But really, that's kind of garbage because he didn't do nothing. He landed a couple shots, maybe like 2 or 3. But the whole fight, he really didn't do nothing. Sean O'Malley had the range. Sean O'Malley was the way better fighter. Chris Mutino really couldn't get in on him. But still, he wasn't even trying. He just walked forward. Chris Mutino, the whole fight, just walked into Sean O'Malley's punches. And that's why everybody's trying to, give him credit for it. And like I said, he should deserve credit. But don't make it seem like he got a victory. Like he got his ass whooped for 3 rounds and he did nothing. So that's all I'm saying. He took an ass whooping, but did he look good in the fight? No. Does he deserve another fight in the UFC? Yeah, because he could take an ass whooping. He's got an iron chin. But what's this say about Sean O'Malley? It kind of makes O'Malley, even though O'Malley got the win by decision, it kind of makes him look bad because he couldn't finish Chris, the no-name fighter that, was out of his league fighting O'Malley. And O'Malley didn't have the power or whatever to finish him. There was a couple times where it looked like O'Malley had to finish, but overall O'Malley looked good. He was throwing spinning kicks. He's throwing shots, crazy shots. He was landing everything. He was looking really accurate, but Chris wasn't really moving out of the way. So O'Malley looks good in the victory, but the only bad thing I got to say is he couldn't finish Chris. So what do you guys think? Is that about where O'Malley's at? Who knows? Hopefully he gets better. But like I said, I'm a Sean O'Malley fan. But I would have liked to see him finish Chris Mutino like he should have. So it's a little alarming, a little frightening that he couldn't finish him. So what do you guys think about that fight? Am I wrong? What's your opinions? The next fight, Aldana versus Yana. I don't really like the female fights, but Aldana is someone I can watch. She gets the win, round 1 KO of Yana Kunaskai. Aldana has power. She looks good as a fighter. She's technical. She's just big and strong. I could be a fan of hers. Like I said, I really don't watch the female fights, but that fight was exciting. And like I said, Aldana is an exciting female fighter. She has KO power. She knocked out Yana in the first round. At first, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really like these fights on the main cards of big fights like McGregor or whatever, but this fight was good. Aldana knocked her out in the first round. Like I said, she has KO power, so what do you guys think? And the fight before that, the third fight on the card, Tai Tuivasa versus Greg Hardy. Tai was the favorite going in. Ty came out kind of surprisingly and with a bunch of leg kicks, eating up Greg Hardy's calves, pretty much destroying him. Bunch of leg kicks. Greg Hardy, rushed in because he couldn't be taking those kicks for much longer, so he rushed in, and then Ty caught him with a counter punch on top of the head, KO'd him. So Greg Hardy goes down. Ty wins with the first round one KO. Ty, he's already a star in the making. He has the potential to be a superstar with his beer drinks at the end, with his shoeies where he pours a beer in a shoe and drinks it. He had a couple of them after that victory. He even had a Dustin Poirier hot sauce shoey. So with him doing that and the way he fights, knocking people out, he's definitely going to be a star if the UFC can market him right. Look for him to be the next superstar. So Ty with a round one KO over Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy looked, even though he got knocked out in the first round, he did look good. He looked, like he's just moving a little better, a little more athletic. So I would like to see him come back to the UFC for a couple more fights. He's not ready for, no top 10 fighters, but, there's a couple fun fights Greg Hardy could be in with, like Chris Barnett, that new heavyweight that just came in and lost to Ben Rothwell. Couple fun fights for him, so hopefully he doesn't get cut. The fight before that, the co-main event, Gilbert Burns versus Wonderboy Thompson. And Gilbert Burns comes away with the decision. I was hoping Wonderboy got the victory. Would have liked to see him get a title shot. The fight was kind of a boring fight. Gilbert Burns was taking down Wonderboy every round of the fight as expected. The referee let Gilbert Burns smash Wonderboy in the back of the head with some illegal shots. Wonderboy did knock Gilbert Burns down in the third round with the wheel kick, but it wasn't enough to get the victory. Gilbert Burns beats Wonderboy with the decision. Both fighters looked good. Hopefully this isn't it for Wonderboy. He's getting old. Gilbert Burns is going up. And the main event, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor, the disappointing end to the trilogy. Everybody's calling it like one of the greatest trilogies ever and stuff, but personally, I didn't like this trilogy. I don't think Conor only fought Dustin because Dustin was high up there in the rankings and he thought it was going to be an easy fight because he beat him the first time. Everyone thinks Dustin's going to be an easy fight in the UFC world, at the top of the rankings. He thought, I'll get the win over this ranked guy. I'll be back in it. But it didn't happen. I never wanted to see the Dustin McGregor 2 or Part 3. And now when McGregor comes back, whether Dustin has the belt or not, Conor's going to get an immediate rematch. So if Dustin's a champion, Conor's going to be walking into a championship fight. So there will be a fourth fight. Personally, I don't want to see it, but I'm going to watch it like everybody else. Conor was just looking for the easy fight with the Poirier trilogy, so that's why he took it. And it's also out there that Conor was trying to get a fight with what's his name? Diego Sanchez. Now see me, I would have loved that fight because they're two good fighters, and Diego's not a scrub, at this point of his career he's kind of done, but he's still got some heart, he's still got fight left in him. I like seeing exciting fights, so I would have been happy to see that fight. Or, Diego versus Clay Guida. Clay Guida, the Diaz brothers, let them all mix it up, I like exciting fights, and that's what it would be. So, a lot of people called out McGregor for calling out Diego, whatever. So the trilogy, round one, Conor comes out looking strong, throwing a bunch of kicks. He comes out with a spinning kick. He's looking strong. He's actually beating up Dustin. Dustin's landing some shots, but Conor's landing more. He's landing more kicks, and he's landing elbows, whatever. And I think that's why Conor's leg broke, is just because he was throwing so many kicks. And if he's throwing that many kicks, that means in his training camp, he's throwing a lot of kicks. He probably fractured it in his training camp, and then when he came in, he was throwing more kicks, and that's what happened. That's most likely what happened. He fractured it in training camp, and broke it because, common sense, it's only obvious. You're doing it in the fight, you're doing it in the training, right? You're practicing, you're kicking a lot. Your body's not used to it, your body's not hardened to it, your leg's not hardened to it. like all these Thai fighters and all these other fighters overseas. These kids you see kicking freaking wood blocks, trees, metal all day long to numb their legs to strengthen them. McGregor's not used to that, so that's probably what happened. I mean, I'm probably wrong too, but I mean, I'm using my common sense. That's probably what happened. So Connor's coming out. He's looking strong, throwing sharp, strong kicks, landing punches. Dustin's landing some too. But at the beginning of the fight, it looks like Connor has this. Then towards the end of the first round, it starts changing a little bit. Dustin's landing more shots. But then right before Connor throws a body kick, and then he comes in, he lands. Then he comes in. Both fighters go in for punches. Connor lands that hard elbow. And then when he goes to step back, his leg gives out. As you can see in the picture, and bam, he collapses. He's done. His leg's broken. Dustin and his camp are trying to say they checked the kick, and that's how they broke his leg, blah, blah, blah. It's all fluke. Yeah, checks break stuff. But if it was planned like that, it would happen in a lot more fights, not just Anderson Silva, Connor, Chris Weidman. It would happen a lot more. Like, people would be practicing, people would be breaking legs all the time. Like, oh, you're going to kick me? I'm going to break your leg. Like, it was a fluke. And like I said, Connor was practicing heavy kicks in training camp. That's probably where he fractured it and just broke it in the fight. Probably. His body wasn't used to it like that. So that's probably what happened. That's my guess. So what do you guys think? If he never would have broke his leg and the fight would have went on to 5 rounds, everyone's saying Dustin would have won. And the way the fight was looking, I mean, Connor did come out strong, but it kind of did look like Dustin was going to win the fight. He just looked a little bit better towards the end. He was beating up Connor, and Connor's cauliflower ear was bleeding, made it look a lot worse. His mouth was bleeding, his ear was bleeding. So if Connor never broke his leg, he probably would have lost, but my money still would have been on Connor. I'm a Connor fan. I never count him out. So now Connor is going to be out probably for 1.5 years, maybe 2, with a broken leg. He might come back sooner. When he comes back, he's most likely going to walk into the Dustin Poirier 4th fight. So what do you guys think? Like I said, overall, before I watched the fight card, I thought the card was stacked. And then when I watched the card, I was even more impressed. All the fights delivered. Besides the Gilbert Burns, but it was still entertaining somewhat. So what do you guys think? Anybody else watch UFC 264? It was a great fight. O'Malley should have finished Chris, but now Chris, by taking that ass whooping for 3 rounds, he's a new cult star. He's got a new cult following. Look for him to come back to the UFC. Hey, let's see Chris Moutinho fight Jake Paul. Let's go, baby. Or Logan Paul. That'd be a great fight. Aldana beats Yana. Look for her to climb the rankings. She's big, strong, has that KO power. Ty beats Greg Hardy. Ty should get a ranked opponent. He's moving up the ranks. Greg Hardy, hopefully he don't get cut. There's still some exciting fights out there for him. Gilbert Burns beats Wonderboy by decision. Gilbert Burns, of course, going to be moving up the ladder. We'll see who he fights. He wants a Diaz bro, whatever. Wonderboy, he's getting old. This might be his last one. Hopefully not. And the main event, Poirier beats McGregor because McGregor breaks his leg in the first round. And I hate when people break their legs and stuff like that, and then their opponent tries to act like, oh yeah, I broke his leg. You got lucky. Poirier with the victory. His next fight should be a title shot. So what do you guys think? UFC 264 is over. Thoughts, comments, questions, opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Blaze One Sports.